They spent their life savings and traveled halfway around the world to live the American dream. But after a year as guest workers at the Signal International shipyard, 100 of the 500 Indian welders and pipe fitters said enough was enough.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, over 500 Indian men were trafficked to the U.S. Gulf Coast through the federal government's guest worker program. Over 500 Indian families were deceived into thinking that these men would get green cards and permanent residency and would be able to bring their families to the United States.
Local labor organizers are helping the men trapped between a mountain of debt back home and broken promises of residency here.
It was my dream from my childhood to come to this country.
That despair caused Sabulal Vijayan to attempt suicide.
My little girl told me that, "Dad, come back. We don't want anything. We need you." I didn't do any crime to the peoples of America. I'm a man just like any citizens of this country. I'm rebuilding this country. Why these peoples are exploiting our lives, our families?
The Indian workers shot video to show how they lived on the worksite. It was work so far from home and with no possibility of leaving the company under the guest worker visa program.
We were like pigs in a cage. And the camp manager told me that we know the living conditions of Indians. You are getting more better food and accommodation in this country, in this company. Why you are asking for more?
The company said in a statement last week that it had spent $7 million on state-of-the-art living quarters and that the vast majority of the workers who Signal recruited has been satisfied with the employment and living conditions and hope that Signal continues the program. The Indian guest workers traveled to New Orleans to serve a writ to a U.S. lawyer they once employed. They say he promised them residency here, as did Indian recruiters who promised them green cards or permanent residency status. The government gives out 66,000 of such visas every year, but there are thought to be between 100,000 to 200,000 workers with the visa living in the United States, and thousands are thought to be hoping for a green card that will never come.
We are like slaves with invisible chains. We need to break that.
Sabulal Vijayan says he will keep on fighting for his people.
We are rebuilding, we are hardworking, we are efficient, we are doing everything for you, but why don't you give us some happiness?
Nick Spicer, Al Jazeera, New Orleans.